Welcome. Today's lesson is about properties of circles, its vocabulary. I've color-coded each of the terms for you to help you figure out what's what. First of all is the diameter. From circle A, BC is a diameter. Endpoints on the circumference of the circle that passes through the center of the circle is a diameter. A radius is half the distance of the diameter. It's the distance from the center of the circle to the circumference. AC is an example of a radius. Secant, this is a new term for you. It goes from a point on the circle across the interior to a point outside the circle. This is a ray. Secant BD is ray BD. Chord is similar. An example of a chord is the part in purple here. Could be from E to B. From one point on the circle to another point on the circle is a chord. So BE is a chord, but the diameter BC is also a chord. So the next one is tangent. This is a new term for you. A tangent is a line that passes through one point on the circumference of the circle. An example of that is line CF right here. And it is always perpendicular to a line, to the radius at the point of tangency. And the point of tangency in this case is C, that point on the circumference of the circle. This one's a little more messy. You're going to have to think about this a little more. First one is the central angle. A central angle is an angle whose vertex is at the center of the circle, A, and it has 2 points on its circumference. So an example of a central angle is angle BAC. That's a central angle. An interior angle is an angle whose vertex is located in the interior of the circle. Well, here's a point at the interior of the circle. That's not the center because that's a central angle. So any point, any angle here is an interior angle. An example of an interior angle would be angle LPM, because angle P is in the interior of the circle, but it is not at the center. An inscribed angle is also an angle whose vertex is located on the circumference of the circle. So angle QLN is an inscribed angle. An exterior angle, well, exterior means outside, is an angle that's outside. So an example of an exterior angle would be angle BRM, because angle R, the vertex, is located exterior to the circle. A circle segment is the distance from 2 points on the circumference. An example of that would be segment of this segment would be arc BC. A circle sector is 2 points on the circumference of the circle joined at the center. So this shaded area right here with the central angle A is called a circle sector. It's an area. Some more terms. Arc length. Now if you're talking about length, that's a distance. Length is always distance. It's not angle. So length is distance. So we want arc length would be the distance from point B to point C along the circumference. The distance of that arc. Arc measure refers to the number of degrees that from B to C, that part of the circle. Not the distance, but the degree measure. The major arc is always identified by 3 terms, by 3 points. In this case, the major arc that's marked is major arc B, D, C. That's in red. The minor arc is the one that's less than 180 degrees. That's the smaller. So the minor arc here would be arc BC. Adjacent means next to each other. An example of adjacent arcs would be arc BC and arc CD. It could also be BC and BD. Those are adjacent arcs. They're next to each other. Intercepted arc simply means the arc that's between 2 points. The example of the intercepted arc here is this arc BC. Please go to Edmodo, find lesson 4.30, and complete the check for understanding.